break between the early meeting and this meeting. Yeah. And as we drop even deeper into the underlying conditions, you run into the possibility of non-duality. Yes? Yeah. I would not attempt to use non-duality for a form of recovery. Just keep dropping, and you're going to hit the bottom, the floor, the context, and that's the statement of non-duality. So what we're believing to be so may not be so. Yes? And not so much everything else other than the sense of being the noun or the subject of your own life. Yeah. So that which is critiquing Kathy is not the authentic Kathy. It's just another aspect of Kathy. Yes. So the one that's reviewing what Kathy did today and giving that advice that you shouldn't or you should have, or why did you, I can't believe it, all that is not of us. It's not. It's coming from the same hollow echo as the quote unquote first sense of self. So a sense of self is like got two wings, yeah, two sides of the same coin, two wings, two arms, two legs, two eyes. Yeah, there's the self that's thought about, that seems to be gone over all the time, and then there's the idea of a self that's going over and yes, going on around the first one. So now none of them comprise a thing. Truly, all it is selfing, yeah, an activity. But this activity of selfing implies there's a noun doing it, yeah, yeah. Running does not. Running is just running. The head comes up with the idea that you're the runner, yes. Running is just running, yeah. Now, running will end and stop, but the idea of you as a runner will not. It will continue to get supported. Yes, the running will stop, but you'll now become identified as a runner. Yeah, this is the bondage of self in a way. We're getting choked, really, literally. You know, we're going to live or hear an interpretation of living. And let's go back to recovery. Either you're going to hear it from the source of self, a self-centered interpretation of your life, or you're going to respond to another interpretation of living. Yeah. One sort of begets lightness, the other begets two-ness. Yeah. So you may feel light, but you'll probably feel longer and more heavy. And then you wish and dream and desire to feel light, which just keeps reinforcing the heaviness. And then when you feel light, the thing makes it heavy because you're going to lose it. Yeah. So basically, you can't even enjoy the arrival because when all new sets of things to gripe about and complain about and go over occur when you arrive. So today we spoke about it, and this doesn't stop. What happens is you lose interest in it, yeah? You can't find the knob to put the volume down. You're trying to find the knob is part of the volume, yes? So there's a recognition of what's going on, and it's very disarming instead of a call to arms or I've got to make this different or better. And this is obviously so powerful, it's excluding me from all these other possibilities. If I can only get rid of this obstacle, that which is speaking is the obstacle. Yes? That which is speaking is the obstacle. So obviously, if you look in recovery, the whole program, in a sense, pivots on page 63 or something where there's a loss of interest in self. That's the key, yeah? Now, it's important to know that self can't produce that. Yeah? Self cannot lose interest in self. When self sets out on a course to lose interest, that's interest in self. Yes, you just have to see it. Yeah, it has nothing to do with it. Nothing, not to change. I'm going in there. I'm going to rewire it. No, nothing. You just see it, meaning aware. Become aware of it. Yeah, become aware of it, and then watch the magic. Yeah, because you cannot believe the most influential thing. First of all, is a no thing, and the most influential event on things is doing nothing. Really, you just see it, and then things change. They just do. And you'll never know the migration is a loss of interest until the migration starts happening. Yeah. You would never have thought that it wasn't my interest and willingness and intention that fueled this possibility. It was losing interest. Yeah. Admitting there's no willingness. I'm just, yeah. And then you see the flock fly. You're like, here, every day, not today, but the last week or two, you hear the calling of the geese as they fly north. Yeah, just squadrons of them going north. So there's a migration, and you recognize it. Well, that's what happens with the interest. The interest loses interest in constantly getting updates about Paul's condition every 5 minutes. It just loses interest in it. Does it go into the email? Yes, it does. And hopefully it goes under the title unread. But it comes to the email. Oh, time to check in with Paul. Time to check in Paul. Time to check in how Paul's doing. How Paul could have been doing. And, you lose interest in all that. You do. You don't even read the ticker tape. You just basically, maybe you'll respond if you have a heart attack or something. Yeah, but basically, and when someone calls you and says, "How are you?" you're really sort of befuddled because you don't know, really. I don't know how I am. I don't have a clue, really. I know I'm not really fucked up. That I can gauge. Yeah, I know I don't think I have a terminal illness at the moment, or I'm not feeling it. There are some vagueness that I know, but basically, the interest is somewhere else, yes, to the cat or anywhere, And the funny thing is, there's a principle involved. When you lose interest in self, you get, in a way, or you don't get, but you sense that which was promised by the self. By its absence, you sense the promises. They don't look like it. They're not in the same boxes that the self had in mind. But basically, it delivers the goods, or the goods become obvious. Yeah. And now, I do not believe that the activity in the head stops you from peace of mind. I just don't. Yeah. I believe peace of mind is an underlying condition which allows an chaotic movement of the thoughts. I do. Yeah. I do not believe the thoughts determine the peace of mind. I just don't. Yeah. Now, my thoughts would determine the peace of mind. They would. If I claim the thoughts, which me being the potentiality of peace of mind, if that potentiality was put into the claiming of the thoughts could probably now cause me not to have peace of mind. Yes? You see the difference, though? The thoughts in and of themselves don't block anything off. The only thing that can block me from anything is what I am, me. Yeah. The only for an illusion to fool reality, it's got to be in cahoots. Yeah, reality must be in cahoots with the illusory appearance to have it be an obstacle to reality. Yeah. So when reality loses interest in all this stuff, it's amazing how much meaning that was given to something before isn't given anymore. Yes? So I have found that you can be at peace in a very hectic day. Yeah? You may not be luxuriating in it as Paul, but underlying, around, over, under, there it is. Yeah? Because if you stop, it's already there. Yeah. If you stop, you were the one that seemed to take time to arrive. It was already there. Yeah. When you get off the train of thought, you're at the station. It's never like, oh, I've got to walk 100 yards back to the station. You're always at the station. So after a while, you realize there's an appearance of trains, but I don't get on. Yeah. If 100 trains of thought, which you believe was going to take you somewhere, when you get off that train and you're at the same place or same no place, obviously that reality has been disputed. You didn't go anywhere. Yeah. So it's this idea, it's you'll feel it. It's more of it's the logic that is not mental has a sense, a feeling with it. Yes. Where the mental logic doesn't have a feeling with it, really. This has a feeling with it, like, aha, yes, yeah. So if you believe that train of thought could take you somewhere, yet every time you get off the train of thought, you're exactly where you were before, then that's bogus, yes? So now something has been revealed not to be true. So there's a big chunk of false evidence just fell off the iceberg, yes? And that one chunk leads to seeing another thing. And then the false evidence drops and melts and turns into what it always is, yes? Yeah. So what I see people have difficulty with is they recognize something as not them, but they recognize that as something that they're not. Yeah. They don't get to the second point. They stop at they now become the witness and the observer of the first aspect of selfing, but they're fucked up as the witness and the observer. It's not working. Seeing the first aspect hasn't produced the goods they were hoping, like an ease and comfort. They can be terrible to be around. Yeah. It's just like a stick up their ass. It's not working, but they want to convince me that it's working because they're not convinced it's working. Yeah. Yeah. This message you don't feel like you don't care about convincing people. It's out of your jurisdiction. You just share it. You share and there you go. But and they have done tons of shit more than I ever did. I mean, they've slept right next to fucking divine masters. They've washed their feet. They've done tons of stuff. Yeah. And you would think doing that tons of stuff would have brought them to an end where they didn't do tons of stuff. But there's the continuation of doing tons of stuff. I mean, I have a friend, I love her, but she has used the word amazing more than any other person I've ever met. Every new seminar or fucking process, amazing. It's amazing. I mean, when does it get established as amazed? Yeah, it's just constantly amazing, but there's another one coming down the pike. Sometimes 3 or 4 in 1 week. Yeah. This message just completely disarmed me. It just did. I haven't done anything other than come to satsangs, hours, after I heard it. Yeah. I think, the liberation is from the need to be liberated, really. Yeah. To me, that's the liberation. The liberation is the interest and attention gets unshackled from that fucking rabid horse of seeking and can just start really, being available to others, being present, constantly engaged, like connected to an interface. Yeah. Not with like 20 layers of saran wrap with these hieroglyphics of what's not happening written on them. And so now you can say that you're seeing, but you're really not. Yeah. You're just wrapped in your head. What's not happening? What's not happening? And as they peel, yeah. When they get peeled off, you're not straining to see anymore. The straining to see is when you got a lot of shit. When it's unpeeled, there's no more straining to see. And it's not like, oh, my job was to see through it. No, my job was to let it be removed. So because after you get removed and believing you got through it, you're still looking through it. Yeah. There's you're not gazing, you're looking. There's an intent and everything. There's an engine humming. And yes, how can you arrive at where you've never left? So any movement can only be away. It's not towards, yeah? Any belief in a movement is away. Even if you believe it's moving towards, its real purpose mentally is away. To prove that you're away, yeah? So this is a disarming event. And every time it wants to rearm and come up with another, declaration of war on this or that, it just gets disarmed to the point it stops. It does. Yeah. Now instead of looking up to the stars, I look on the ground, I find coins, a quarter, 10 cents, shit like that. I'm finding something all the time. I'm just attempting. It's difficult to, it's difficult to describe like a flavor of a water current. It's difficult to describe. When you attempt to describe, it's only to trigger the sense in you because you've been in that same current, knowing it or not. Yeah. So basically, we're trying to sense feel to each other. Yeah. So non-duality is the negation of two. And if you boil everything back to where we are, there's something called dualism that's happening, where we are presented as an object and we're presented as a subject. Yeah. The mental state presents you as something to be thought about, which is an objectiveness, and it believes it's the one that's thinking about it, which is a subjective. Yes, this activity of subject-object is negated. It's not reinforced. It's not rehabbed. Yeah, it's not readjusted. Yeah, it's going to be a new attitude and a new outlook, a new freedom and a new happiness. It's going to have nothing to do with these glasses we've been looking through. It's going to be based on what's before. So what's looking is what we're looking for. Yes? What's looking. Yeah. Based on there. And that isn't a dualistic event. So, and you are there. You are that, so you can see the dualistic event from a non-dualistic event because our nature is non-dualistic. So we see the falseness of the mental activity from the truth of what we are. We don't try to keep looking for the truth of what we are from the false of the mental activity. It's pointless, yes? Because you're always going to have the shadow. When you reach the idea you call the witness, there's going to be a shadow there. When you believe you're the divine observer, there's going to be a shadow there. Yes? There's going to be something that's still casting a shadow. I use this a lot, but it had a profound effect on me. I remember, coming to in recovery, and then I remembered the best times of my life was when I was trying to be a spiritual person, like between 20 and 24. And so I tried to go back to that, and I didn't want a guru, so I looked into Buddhism. And I used to get this magazine at Whole Foods called Tricycle, a beautiful Buddhist magazine, really nice colors, essays and stories, from the different Buddhist views. And so this one week I was reading it, and they had like an opinion piece by a famous Western meditation teacher. And he had been doing it for like 25 years or so. And he was sharing about a phenomena he was having with all his older students, which they were getting in touch with him and telling him nothing's happened. Yeah. So here I was, unbeknownst to me, on a spiritual bus because there was a going. I heard that and I went, what? And I pulled the fucking emergency brake and I got off that bus. Because here's people that have practiced diligently for 25 years and they just told me nothing happened. Yeah. Just pull the brake, get out, get off. Yeah. The idea of, well, it's going to be different for me. No, that idea is old. Yeah. I saw that with drug addiction. Oh, yeah, I'll be able to do it. Yeah. I saw how erroneous that was. Not in a temple or a retreat in the streets. It didn't work. It did not work. So that principle expanded to any freaking topic I could be involved with. So here I'm reading this thing. Wait a minute. These people have been practicing 25 years. They're coming back with the results. Nothing's happened. Bing, I'm off this bus. That's simple. I never read another tricycle. Nothing. Just like, what? Yeah. This is what it's like. It doesn't have to be that quick and efficient, but it will erode any imaginary edifice. Yes. Yes. Just keep pouring satsang on it. Yeah. Just keep pouring satsang. It's like hot water on ice. It's just going to melt the shape of the ice. We don't want to get rid of the water. Yeah. It's the shape that needs to change, and we can't change it, but it will change through hearing satsang. It will. I've seen it. Yeah. So the death of the questioner happened at a satsang. I was sitting in satsang, and I knew I was never going to ask another question again because I saw the futility of it. Yeah. Not for anyone else, just me. Just it's over. Yeah. And then I never asked another question. Yeah. Things like that would happen. It was an observation, not an achievement. I would notice something had changed, and then something would give it some name or word, and it was like, oh, well, that's over. this is going to be completely forgotten when you pass away. Yeah. Completely. It will truly be like it never happened. Now, that doesn't take away the meaning it's given while it's happening, but it's a fact. Yeah. It's just like the same that happens when we go to sleep at night. Yeah. The Etch-a-Sketch gets shook. Yeah. And then the next day, things happen. Yeah. But the overall, that surface temperature and chaos or whatever has nothing to do with us, with this. Yeah. You can rest assured. Yeah. So I like dying every day, really. When you wake up from sleep, the body condition hasn't started barking yet. Yeah. So you're there seemingly as a body, but there's a peace there. Yeah. And you can just rest there. Doesn't matter if thoughts come and go. It doesn't fucking matter. The thoughts don't ring the same bell they used to when you thought you were the thinker. Yeah. When you thought you were the thinker, it was a necessity for the thoughts to stop for you to have peace. It was. Yeah. As the thinker. If you see you're not the thinker, you'll see that you can cohabitate space with a lot of shit. It's the my that changes everything, literally. Yeah. So I don't know where I'm going. Let's open it up. There you go.
Any questions?
It's like a taste, it's like a taste within a taste within a taste. I'm trying to get to like the 5th level of taste. Yeah. 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 I think that would be the best way to try to describe it would be taste, a taste. Yes. You'd have to sort of like gobble it up, or like when you see babies, they immediately put everything in their mouth. Yeah. Sort of if we had that eternal mouth, that's how you would get satsang. Just not here, no, not here, just right in there, and then you go, yeah, yes, yeah. Then all the writing of the recipes would come later, yeah. But it's the taste, it's the sense that's not manufactured. Yeah. See, you smell perfumes that they say it's the smell of a daffodil, but it isn't. Yes. It's off. Or magnolia, it's off. Yes. Because it's a manufactured sense. Yeah. But the I am, the existence, the honest, the being isn't imaginary. Yeah. And when a sense arises from that is a strong sense. Yes. And by having a taste of that, you can tell the difference from a manufactured sense, which is what the sense of self is. The sense of self is manufactured by the mental conditions. Yes. But the sense of what we are, that sense is not manufactured. It is completely different taste. Yeah. And this is almost as if we're reading Braille to arrive somewhere. Yeah. There's a feeling of it, a sense of it. That's how you follow the message in a way. Not by understanding up here, but the admitting that you're blind. I don't know. And then, yeah, your hands will be put on and you'll just read sort of like Braille. And you'll discover, yes? Yeah. There'll be true reliance on the I don't know. Yeah. So you'll be led, so to speak, and you know how come here and then you put your okay. You can't use the Buddha to seek the Buddha. All right, you bring the person, put it. You can't use the Buddha to seek a Buddha. Yeah, got big taste. Yeah, big sense. Okay, bring up the next thing. Okay, the seeker is the sought. Why? Why? Yeah, yeah. Taste, a sense, feeling. Yeah, yeah. This is what will happen. The head won't get first dibs. You'll taste it first, and then you'll watch the head try to make something out of it, yeah? But you'll taste it first, and no matter what the fuck it makes out of it, you'll know better, yes? You'll know better by a tactile sense. You'll feel it, yeah? It won't be able to fucking disguise itself. You'll see through it because you have a taste or a sense of it, the sense of I am, yeah? All that needs to be peeled off, and it doesn't need to be peeled off. It needs to be peeled off once, and then it can appear to be attached forever. It doesn't matter. And that is Paul, the I am Paul. Yeah. You just peel Paul off, and there's the I am. Yeah. The whole thing that's verifying the sense of Paul or the sense of self is the sense of I am. That's what the head uses to verify its story. It calls the I am Paul. All day you're feeling the I am, you're believing it's Paul. Yeah? So we want to peel that. Don't have to take the sticker off, just peel it and see what's underneath. And then wear it loosely. I am Paul. Yeah? So here we are, yes, trusting something, satsang, something, the innermost, whatever you want to call it, and it's leading us, and it's touching things, touching like, when if you see the Buddha on the street, shoot him, yes, and then you get a sense of what that means, yes, bing, and now your spiritual book isn't paragraphs and periods and fucking capitals. It's a sense of the pages turning. Yes? Feeling. Yeah. I think that's a lot more reliable, to tell you the truth. So, yeah. All right, Mike.
All right, we have our first
And don't
question
say I
from
need to be
David.
committed because my friends have already tried to commit me before. So don't come up with a fucking little thing everyone signs and have an intervention. No, don't. It's not going to work. Yeah.
All right, Paul, you ready for David to come in?
I'm ready. Sure.
All right, David.
I wouldn't be ready if David was coming into my house, but I'm ready for David to come in here. Yes.
That's all right. I'm far distance away from California.
Woo, good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks for the talk tonight, Paul. It's like real clear. Yeah, and I got to thank you for that sense. I think that's something you helped point out for me that was always there. It's silly to start to see something that was always there, and then to see it become so profound in my everyday experience. But my question was, I was listening to I'm going to say his name wrong, but Nisargadatta, and I felt like I heard him saying something that which basically that what we are is prior to even consciousness. And I don't know if I heard
yeah.
that right. Yeah.
I think he had a distinction between awareness and consciousness. I'm not sure. Don't take my word on it. I haven't read him in a long time. I believe he had a sense there's a a more contextual, spacious thing of awareness, and then there's the event of consciousness happening now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my
It seems, yeah, it seemed to lead me to a deeper sense. It kind of brought a layer back, it felt like. Um, yeah, so
yes,
that was it. Just asking you. Yeah.
yeah. That's my feeling of it. But again, I can't ask him myself. He's not here, so.
So,
I went to his
but yeah.
house though I went to his house when I was in India. We went to I was with this Indian guy, Murti, who I really liked. He took me up. He knew the family, so they let us in. They were eating food in the kitchen, and we sat in a little room, very low ceiling room. Yeah, and then we went to where he worked, where he sold cigarettes,
Mm.
which was a hole in the wall, literally a hole in the wall. Yeah, amazing. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
sounds like a humble beginnings. I still smoke for the body too, so I resonate with him with that.
yeah.
But yeah, I just yeah, so I wanted to ask you about that because
He would
it
definitely have
just
been committed if he came to America. He would have been committed. If you got to look at his face, his eyes, Jesus Christ, you
yeah,
know,
well
it's like,
maybe
yeah,
maybe all of us should be, I guess. But yeah, it just yeah, that and I heard that in your talk tonight too, you know. I think it's just that sense and it's nice to just feel it's dropping back one level further, you know. I just you know,
yeah,
I said to my sponsor in AA today who actually introduced me to you that you know, I said I'm still the same crazy idiot that I always have been. I'm just a lot more at peace now with it all. So, for whatever that's worth,
yeah.
thank you.
Well, that's yeah, yes, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's all that is. Here, it's almost. It seems like things can happen where the aperture gets shook up to and it moves back. So there's not uh, more seeing, but they're seeing more. Yeah, yeah, and it just opens up, and then you see more than you used to, and a lot of what you thought was you is included in what you see, which obviously disqualifies it of being you because you're
Mm.
the seeing of it. Yeah, but yeah, it can happen with satsangs, events, just a glass dropping. It can do a lot of. It happens in a lot of ways where there's just boom, and then you see a lot more. Same. It's like when I got struck sober. Uh, when I got struck sober, the action figure had a lot of shit to catch up with, man, because I was rocketed into sobriety. The urge to drink and use was removed, and I was just the action figure was broken in a lot of ways. So I would really, really love the word recovery because that's what it was all about. I mean, I got the seed of sobriety. I had the whole tree in there, and yet uh, it was in a broken tiny pot. So there was a lot of recovery on the schedule.
Mm. It
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
nice to see, yeah, yeah, to see you're not the broken pot, right? Like to the outside
No, of
world,
course.
I still am the broken pot, but yeah, it's
Yeah, well, it's a good look out here. The broken pot. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever, I just uh I spoke at an AA meeting the other day and I really had nothing to say, which is unusual. I was like, I was in a pause, just, uh, it was an unusual, feeling. So
mm.
I have people, yeah, I don't want to go into stuff, but
I think I understand. I feel a little less at home at a meeting these days, but not at home, but I feel more at home here in like a sad song, you know? And yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
grateful we have this.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. You know, there's uh the self had a lot of you know, this the selfing identifies with whatever's happening. Yes, it attempts to uh, get a charge out of everything. So if you go to a football game, you're identified with the team you're rooting for. I remember my friends brought me to a San Francisco 49er game, and I'm from New York. I care less about the 49ers. And he pointed out to the people that he was sitting around, all these season ticket holders, that I was from New York. And so the 49ers were kicking the Giants' ass, and they kept looking at me. We're kicking your ass. We're kicking. I said, where? No one's kicking my ass. Oh, where? And I said, are you getting paid by the 49ers? No. I said, none of those guys know. They don't know you from fucking Adam. What is with it? It's we doing this. We doing that. Yeah. So there's an identity. There's a constant identifying with whatever you're doing or whatever wearing or shit like that, because it's just like really to see it with compassion. It's like a grasping at straws. Yes, all the time. This identity hasn't done it. This, yes, just grasping at fucking straws. Now, if something isn't put into the grasping, you get left with it, and something can be revealed. Yeah, you see that these are not your devices. Yes, that truly you are what these are looking for. What this is looking for is what we are. Yeah, yet it can't be embraced with this. It can't be embraced with the intellect. It can't be embraced and captured by grasping and desiring. It doesn't work. Yeah, and so the beauty of it is it doesn't work, because the reliance will lift, yeah, and the identifying will lift, yeah, and then there's the freedom from the bondage of self. That's it, yeah. So I love that everything fails, because that's its value. Just like saviors are meant to fail, because you don't need to be saved, yeah. So you make someone a savior, you're probably going to be disappointed because you can't be saved. You're already, yeah. No one, it's very difficult in a way to be a guide to on having never left. You make a lot more money if you're pointing to a goal. Yes, I'm going to guide you. Yes, but to guide someone to on having never left is just it's like it's like you believe the needle has jumped the album. You just keep bringing it back till you finally realize all the songs, the infinite amount of songs, do not change the fact of what we are. Yes, you're before. You don't have to find it. You're before. Yeah.
So it's sort
And
of
then in a way, you die to self now, which to me, dying to self, this idea is just loss of interest. It's not like a 20-round wrestling match where I finally pin it. No, it's just a loss of interest in all that. Yeah, that's beautiful. It dies the death, the thousand cuts of irrelevance, which is it's the poison it's most afraid of, being irrelevant. It dies the death of a thousand irrelevance. Yeah, that's the death of the self. Have you ever been with somebody and you've been dumping a lot of your shit on them, and because they keep staying with you because they love you, or they're interested in you, and that's giving you sort of permission to pull your shit up and dump it on them. And then one day they've had enough, and you try to do that little stuff on them, and they're not buying it. They've lost interest. They're not going to tango. They're not going to dance. They're not going to fight. And you're left with being completely irrelevant to them. And then you see the real Satan face of the selfie. Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it raw with the most rabid fucking hatred because it wants to be seen as something. It wants to influence you. It wants to think that it can stop you from something. Yes? And when that relevance is taken from it, it's the emperor with no clothes. I mean, XXX emperor with no clothes. Yeah? Just graphic, rabid. This is what happens. People do some of the worst things that ever happen to people is from the people you love. Yes. Isn't that a strange thing? I remember, you'd be having an argument, and if someone walked by, you both be quiet. You don't want to lose face, yeah? You're both quiet, but as soon as you're alone, you're fucking going crazy. This thing reveals itself. Yeah. If you could greet it with not you, then it would tell a lot more to you. If you keep calling it you and trying to push that jack back into the box, it's always reinforcing the spring. Yeah? All the trying to push it back, it's going to spring up even fucking more. But if you just laugh and don't do anything, it really flips out. Really. If it doesn't get a response, that's the death. Or a reaction, that's the death. Yeah? Yeah. All right. Anyone, Mike? Anybody?
Yeah, next up we have John. John from Florida.
Oh, John from Florida.
Hey, Paul. Hey, everybody. Man, what a great share, dude. You brought something up, in your talk, about waking up in the morning, and, I had a really good day yesterday, and I woke up this morning and it was just like, it was on me, self was just killing me, man. The good stuff, the bad stuff. And, so I got the wife off to work, and, so said satsang. So I go to your website, and I just scrolled like that, and it stopped on this one video, right? And I played it. And dude, it's like just what you were saying tonight. You described how, we can't stop the thoughts, and I wasn't trying to stop them, but I wasn't sure what to do with them, man. And, you recognized, you described them as, you can have the wolves and the sheep grazing together, and after your tape, I was kind of calmed down, and things were quieting down, and I went out because it was getting light, and I went out, and I always do is sit out there, and it's getting light. I was just gazing, like you say. And dude, all of a sudden it was just like this ball of thought, almost like I was thinking about what you said, where, you can get along as they graze off to the side. I can remain unaffected, like you said. And all of a sudden I envisioned this, like the lotto machine with the ping pong balls. And they were like, all the thoughts are scrambling around, but nobody's making any sense. So I paused. I said, what the fuck, man? I paused, and I see this thing, right? Like you say, from a different place, man. I wasn't identifying with it. I just saw it. And when I saw it, it kind of just moved like a globe, dude. It kind of like moved out of the way and was just over here. And the rest of the day, man, was just like, it was good. I was like, I mean, that's just and we need the satsang, I think, just to be reminded daily, because I forget, man. I forget, being 66 years old, I'm going to forget shit anyway. But I really forget the really important things, that just these little things, like they graze
But
by themselves.
John, excuse me one second.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
assured of this. What you are doesn't remember or forget. It's always here. Always here.
yeah,
Yeah.
good.
If you feel you've, stepped out, it's sort of like a wave thinking it can step out of the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
They
right.
believe it's stepping out, but it isn't going anywhere,
Yeah,
truly. So, and it's going to always collapse back into itself, which is not the mental, but ocean. Yes?
yeah, yeah, makes sense,
The
man. Like,
100, there's not one wave that's ever taken off from the ocean, even 100-foot wave. 100-foot wave still did not take off from the ocean, didn't cut and just left and became a wave that lasted for 80 years. No. Yes?
yeah,
No, it always returns. Yes? Isn't that a great assurance?
it's awesome, man. So a lot of
If you
times
don't
I'm
do
trying to
something
figure it
and
out.
then just use a little skillful means if it gets too much. Hey, give me the courage to,
Yeah,
change the things I can and surrender, accept it. And notice it took 4 seconds.
yeah. It was the pause, I
There
think,
you
that
just
really
hit press
did it. That was cool, man.
pause.
That,
There you are.
yeah,
Not a doubt. It's when you look at your life from the 30th floor, when you look at your life from the 30th floor instead of the lobby, you see it completely different. Yeah.
yeah,
You
exactly.
can see the looking from the 30th floor from the lobby. Yes. The
Yes,
30th floor never sees the lobby. It just completely believes the only floor is the 30th floor. That's selfing. That's self-centeredness. But there's a lobby, yes, that brings wisdom and fucking sense to the insane rantings of the 30th floor. Yeah. And if there's a floor, there's got to be a foundation. And the foundation is not of the floor. Yeah. It's got its own basis, cement or whatever. In this case, it's onness, it's being. Yeah. That is our foundation, unshakable, unmovable, always available at all times. Yeah. So
yeah,
you can believe you're the first wave that ever took off from the ocean and now is fucking running around in Idaho or Nebraska. Never happened. Learn is not do anything fast. Yes? If the action figure doesn't get on email or make a call or fucking take the gun out of the, cabinet or, just send $20,000 to some fucking whatever, just chill and the lighthouse is going to catch you. Yeah? You're going to be in the light and you're going to get good orderly direction.
it's
Yeah.
awesome, buddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, man.
So
Just
just
thank you, man.
which
That's what I want to say.
refrain. What does it say in it? Recovery, our restrain from pen and tongue. Maybe for a second or two. Is that difficult? No, I think we can do it. I do. Yeah, it's just like
Yeah, there's no
just.
heavy lifting, like you said. There's really not. It's so cool, man.
And the funny thing is, the easiest thing to do is nothing. What is acceptance but not wanting anything to be changed as I see it now? That's the easiest fucking thing to do.
That's what I'm best
I
at.
don't want anyone that's not here to be here, and I don't want anyone who's here not to be here. It's just I don't have an argument. I don't have a dog in the hunt. It's just there. There's a lot of space there. And when it seems like you're getting messages from the 30th floor, remember, you live from the lobby. Yes, you're rooted there. Yeah. You'll be able to discern more and more false evidence. You will. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Cool, man. Thanks. Like I
This
say, I
works.
think
I've watched it. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. And if it gets too much, don't do the non-duality martyr. Just use a skillful mean, a little trick, and change how it's feeling. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, it worked this morning. That was cool, man. I just wanted to
Yeah.
really
So
just
this
thank you
and
for it. Yeah.
these demonstrations build on themselves, and then there's a momentum in time and space, and we find ourselves dreaming ourselves out of the dreaming, and the dream gets happier. Hallelujah. Yeah.
Hallelujah, man. No doubt.
Yeah. Hmm. All right, Mike, anyone else?
No, that's it for
I
today,
just got
Paul.
inspired myself. I'm marching down to the lobby. I'm already here. What? Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's funny.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Lucas just got his hand up. Come on in, Lucas.
I don't answer any questions unless the hands are up for more than 6 minutes. So there you go. You got to show that you really want to ask a question. I'm not taking it now anymore. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Let's go.
Yeah, I had to write that down, messages from the 30th floor, because it really struck pretty hard.
Oh, good. Good.
But
Yes.
I just say, hey, Paul, and I was listening to something the other day, and it was talking about symbolisms and words and wording and how we all individualize our words. And, it got me so confused, and I think that was the intention of it. And it went into talking about a chair, and once you get lost in the symbolization of a chair, you can't really word it out anymore. What is this? And you can look at it and you can intellectualize, well, what is this thing? And then you can sit in it and you know what it is, because it doesn't need words to know that that's what that is. But I just wanted to say that, and about the messages from the 30th floor. That was that got me pretty good. And that was it for me. Thanks.
Oh, good. Well, look, really, what the seat attempts to verify is you have an ass. Really? Which comes first, the ass or the seat? Would I need a seat if I didn't have an ass? Probably not. Yeah. But does the ass need a seat? Only if it's been standing for a long time. So it's a dependent origination. I'm joking with some Hinayana Buddhism stuff. Dependent origination. Very interesting principle. All right, anyone else?
Nope, that's it
No,
for
I'm so
today,
happy
Paul.
to be here. I am very happy that John and Nina and Esteban, Kathleen, everyone here shows up. I do. Uh, Lord knows any neighbor I have on Wilmac Avenue doesn't want to hear anything I say. And I'm suspicious Amelia's entered that same condition most of the time. So it's really nice to have a chance to share, and it is, because it's got to come out, or I would probably be in bad straits if it didn't come out. So I'm really happy I've been given this platform. Yeah, I always feel like yeah. Hold on.
Hey, Paul, do you have time for one more? Yeah, Paul, time for one more,
Yes,
Paul?
yes. I had to open the door for the cat.
Gotcha. Hey, Miranda, want to come in? You just hit on pause. There you go.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
I just really couldn't listen today without saying thank you, and that's really just usually why I say anything at all. But I went to your meeting earlier today, and sometimes I don't know. It feels like I just feel like I'm in the fucking desert, and everything I try and drink, it's just fucking more sand and and there's no one to talk to about how crazy it feels to have like the filter drop and see everything from a completely different angle. Like I've just dealt with depression my entire life and addiction, and I mean since I was a small kid. I mean, I just remember like I had thoughts about things as a really small child laying in bed. It's like my earliest memories, and just feeling like, you know, asking these big questions, and just feeling I'm probably like 4 or 5 years old, and just feeling like my body's like on fire, and just trying to talk to adults about it and being completely shut down. And then I felt like ever fucking since then, all I've been trying to do is push down those questions. And just so often, just feeling like, what the fuck is everybody talking about? Like, why aren't we talking about like what the fuck we're even doing here? What's going on? And I'm just rambling now. I didn't even mean to say this much, but it's just so important for me to have this touchstone, to have people to talk to, and to like listen to everything you have to share. Like you really like fucking blew me away tonight, and I'll be listening to this again and sharing it with people. You know, every once in a while I can talk to folks and like something happens there and it's like, hey, this might interest you, and maybe I'll have somebody else to talk to about this shit. But anyway, that's it. Thanks so much,
Well, Miranda,
Paul,
also,
for everyone for being here.
Miranda, first of all, thank you. And other people here would probably love to speak with you personally. I'm looking at Nina. Nina maybe want to, yes? So if you want to exchange, I don't know how you do it with the chat, but I'm sure there's some people, Kathleen, there's a lot of people here, I would hope, would love
I
to
get
hear.
that.
Yeah.
I get that sense.
Yeah. And
People
yeah.
are sending their numbers right now. It's fantastic.
All right, great. So yeah, so therefore, yeah. See, ask and you shall receive.
Yeah.
This is yeah. So hold on one second. The cat's gotta let it in. See, this cat, the way I prove my love for the cat is letting it out, and it comes right back in a minute, and let it in, and then it went out, in, out. And it's got its little, this is it. This is what proves that you love me, my owner, my handler. Yes, it's amazing. She fucks with me all night. Yeah, wanting to go out in. She only goes about 5 feet, pauses, and then she's climbing on the glass door. Let me in. It's just incredible. Yeah. So, all right. I'm so happy again, Nina. And if I jump in and offer other people to meet other people, I apologize. But I could see Nina was
I already sent
totally
everybody.
ready. And Kathleen. So
And Kathleen, yeah.
yeah. If I don't mind stepping on toes when concerning that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right. So, Michael Stacy, once again, thank you. I mean, I remember that I had to do this talk at 4:29, and Michael had opened up the room and did everything. Thank you. Not that I had forgotten. I was just got involved with something. So, yes, thank you, Michael. John, I'm very happy that we've met through the message and that it's working for you. Very happy, very stoked about that.
Thank you,
Bill
Paul.
Churchman, as always, have a pleasure seeing Bill, and had the pleasure of meeting him, so it's nice. And Kathleen, there's Jack, always a pleasure. Jack's yeah. You always have a home here, Jack, also, remember. Yes, yeah. Zen Bitch Slap, yes. Got a lot of fringe benefits. You're a lifetime member of Zen Bitch Slap, knowing it or not. So there you go. Greg, same with you. Yes, I met Greg a while ago, and he's going through life, hopefully a little lighter as I am by hearing this message. Yes, yes. So, Esteban, my future bodyguard. Yes, hand-to-hand combat necessary. Yes. A lot of people like to rush me live. Yes. I don't know. You know, just throw thousands of kisses my way. You need to stop. I can't have germs moving towards me. So, all right, get ready. I said hello to Kathleen. There's Alan. Alan is in a dark perch somewhere. Nice to see you, Alan. We got Sherry. I think I'm going to have the pleasure of meeting Sherry sooner or later. A couple weeks, maybe.
Yeah, I hope
That'll
so.
be
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Thanks
we'll be down in Palm Springs, vacationing with the hoity-toity, the bourgeoisie. Yes. All right. Tommy from Ireland, always a pleasure. Mia, there she is. She's somewhere. She's squatting in another house. Okay. Hold on a second. I told you. That was longer than usual. So, Mia, as always, hey, I read some of that stuff. I liked it. The last one you did, the Italian talk. Yeah, it's good.
What a pantomime! What a talk!
Keep
Wow.
going. Keep going
Yeah,
with it all. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kathy, I hope we confused you more than usual. And yes. Yeah. Yeah. We got Lisa. Always a pleasure, Lisa. Lisa, yes. Yeah. It's an honor to see people's eyes open. It's very good. Yes. Or see people's eyes are open. Yes. Very cool. All right, Steve, San Diego. Not the other Steve, the Steve. Yes. Nice to see you. Chris, as always, a pleasure. Michael S. Yeah. You got to spit out that canary sooner or later, bro. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Tyler. We're going to have the talk, I think, at our house this Saturday if you come down.
Oh, yeah,
I think so. Yeah, look it up on the website, but I'm leaning towards the house. I think I'm going to call Mike and see if we can have it at our house Saturday.
Okay, because I think
I
it's
thought we had the kids, but we don't have them this week. All right.
I think it's gonna flood. This
What? No, it's supposed to be raining. Well, I'll talk to you. It'll be something. Don't take anything I said to be true. It'll be on the website. I just heard from my higher power, Amelia. So you may have other plans. All right, Kerry and Kelly. Well, you've survived, Kelly. Wow. That's very good. Very good. Hats off to you. Excellent. Any waves, bro?
Yeah, man, it was good. It was good. Kelly
Oh,
just
good.
tweeted, Paul, What do you think of kava? Have you ever tried kava?
Kava? No, I've had kava tea though.
Kelly
Yeah.
treated me to some kava, yeah?
Oh, great.
It's good. It's
Great.
relaxing. Yeah, good to see you, Paul. Kelly's we're all a
Relaxing.
fan. You know,
Yes.
Paul. All right, bro.
You may need a large dose of kava, bro. So just it may take a lot, like a sort of like an elephant sedative. Yeah. All right. Report in. Thank you. Nice to see both of you. Miranda, thank you for opening up tonight. There's plenty of people here. Esther, as always. Nice to see you today, Esther. All's well? Yeah? Good, good, good. David B., thank you for your share. There's Zoe from Arkansas. Yeah, there she is. Jack again. Let's see if we have anyone else. I thought we had, Miss Amelia. Bruce. Oh, nice to see you again, Bruce. Laurie. I think that's it. Hey, listen, we'll see. We'll be around tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Pacific time. And you know the place. We're there. See you guys. Thank